Okay, here's the grout I've chosen. It's sanded. There's two kinds of grout. There's non-sanded and sanded. I prefer working with the sanded grout when I'm doing a mosaic. I went with charcoal. There's usually a little color tab on the bag. It's like about $14 from the Home Depot. You're gonna need a bucket, something to stir your grout with, a bucket of water, a sponge. A lot of people use gloves. I prefer not to, but it's a mess. So you might want to get you some gloves. All right. Let's get this party started. This is why you might want to wear gloves. I went ahead and put some water in the bucket. Probably too much, but what do I care? Because I have a ton of grout now. So I'm going to mix up enough to fill this bucket. So I've always told people when you're making a mosaic and you get to the grouting process, you're looking for texture when you grout it. You want to get the texture of peanut butter. Peanut butter. A mask is good too. You don't want to breathe this stuff and it's very powdery. All right, I'm just gonna start putting some grout down on the window. Sometimes I'll use the sponge for this part, just to save my hands. If there's just, I really don't know how to explain it why I don't wear gloves, but it'll tear up, sometimes it'll tear up the mosaic window, like the glove will catch on a piece of glass and it'll pull something out. There's just something about feeling the mosaic underneath. I have used a brush to put it on with before. I did hair for years and years, and those brushes actually work pretty well, color brushes, for applying grout. They're gentle and they don't pull up anything. But I'm being very soft-handed, like I'm not raking this stir across the glass hard or anything. I just want to lay it down, make sure I'm getting enough of the product down. Another good idea, especially if you're working with charcoal, would be to tape off the window if you don't want to get any on the actual frame. These are all important precautions, especially the first time you do it, because it is messy. I'm going to use this sponge, just a grouting sponge, and just kind of make sure everything's in there. All right. Now don't worry about, the grout being on top of the glass, because we're gonna watch it. And we're gonna make sure that it doesn't dry completely before we give it a nice cleaning. You'll clean the heck out of this window before you're done with it. You will know every little piece intimately. But you gotta let it set up. Because again, that's where the strength comes from the piece, is the grout. So you want to let it set really good. Oh. All right. Now, let's see what we got going here. My sponges are a little damp, but not sopping wet. They're just damp from earlier. And I think I want to leave just a little bit of grout on the space so it'll stand out more. And now I'm just kind of lightly binding the glass. All right, it's been a few minutes, probably more like 30. Like I said, it's not a very sunny day, so it's taking a little longer for the grout to dry. So we're just gonna give it a little rub. Still working with not a real damp sponge, just a little bit of dampness to it, but not wet. I'm still, when I am passing it over, I'm using a very light hand, and I'm still wringing out most of the moisture out of the sponge. Really, if it dries slowly, it dries stronger. So it's ideal to have patience and to let it slowly cure. At this point, what I'm doing is I'm getting the haze off the top of the glass. Kind of have to go back over each individual piece. if I were grouting on a sunny day, I might need to be in the shade to do this part so that it didn't dry too fast. But since today's cloudy, and it's not drying too fast, I have pretty much all the time in the world. But you want to get this off before it completely dries, or it'll be on there and you'll be scraping it off, and that can ruin the glass. It can scratch the glass, and you can lose a piece, which is a shame when you spend so much time working on it and getting it to where it is. You don't want to lose it because mistiming. So you've got to get the haze off the glass. And then you just let it do its thing. Okay, I've brought the window inside. It's pretty much dusted off and cleaned off. I have it laying on the art table, and now I'm going to take this spray bottle and I'm going to just mist it. This makes it stronger. You just want to make sure all the glass haze is off the top that you want off. And then we'll just put a little towel over it. A couple of them maybe. And we'll just let it lay for about an hour. But she's just gorgeous all the same, even though she was born on a cloudy day. Oh, maybe I should be doing it this way, I guess, right? Isn't she sweet? Oh, she's adorable. Look at the riotous color of the glass, and it's not even sunny, you guys. It's gonna be fantastic.